How to double your income fast in the next 30 days using the skills you already have and already using in your career. How? By being overemployed. Yes, that's right, being overemployed. A hot upcoming trend that only emerges post-pandemic. Overemployed is not overworked out. Bukan not overwork it's not 996 like in China. It's actually your 9 to 5. But with a twist, where you work 2 full-time jobs at the same time, so you have the certainty of getting paid every month. Now, it's not a side hustle, whereby, a side hustle you may or may not earn enough money or any at all from your side hustle. Now, overemployment is basically using your core competency or skills or experience or expertise to secure a permanent position at 2 different companies simultaneously. Overemployment, well, there's even a website for that, By the way, Google not yet have an accurate definition of this overemployment term, so what you read online might be misleading. I think we can all agree that job security is non-existent nowadays, so the same with loyalty to a company is overrated unless you are maybe in Japan, of course. Now seriously, you work your ass off versus your colleague, your co-worker, your other guy that is a slacker, and the difference between the annual increment that you get is you get 5% and then the slacker get 3%, big difference or not? There's no certainty anyway that you will get promoted or even compensated fairly. Now don't get me started about being retrenched or being made redundant. Now you may still end up being retrenched because business are getting disrupted overnight by a new trend or in the pandemic, so no fault on your own, but that actually made you feel useless and hopeless, right? Now I experienced it firsthand when I was assigned to a project where I was still working as an engineer in my mid-20s. Now I joined a company directly. This multinational company assigned me to do a product transfer project into our counterpart sister company in the UK, right? So I joined the company. Imagine your manager asks you to go to UK 3 months, all expenses paid. For that was like the dream come true, especially for me who come from a family which is not a well-to-do family. I don't get to go overseas for my university education, so I never go overseas before except Singapore, but UK was like a dream come true, right? But that is not an easy kind of job because we are supposed to transfer the whole production line in one of the plant, production line in UK back to Malaysia, newly set up department or plant. So we have to learn the kind of knowledge or what of the experience in a short period of 3 months from people who have done the production line, from engineers who have been working there for 10-20 years. So it's not a very good position to be in. Now, why does this company want to retrench or make redundant their UK engineers or UK staff? Well, for them, it makes more sense in the management mind to hire greenhead, fresh people, engineers in Malaysia, pay them 3,000 ringgit per month, end up having to spend 5 hours to troubleshoot an engineering issue causing a production line down, versus paying 9,000 pounds per month to a 20 years experienced UK-based engineer who could solve the very same problem in less than 30 minutes. Genius, right? Genius, this kind of management decision. Now, imagine if I were to put myself in this UK engineer's position, how would I feel? I build up, maintain the production line that make the company millions for decades, and then the company just treat you like a disposable tissue. At the moment, a new management actually took over the helm and decided that, look, your pay is too expensive, right? That's why they tell the engineers, and because they need to appear good for the shareholder to show that the revenue is still growing. But here's the thing, when your revenue is not growing, but you still need to show that your profit is growing, so what happened? You cut costs So you cut costs, and then you cut, now there's nowhere to cut people and then because of this, those top management, they actually make the decision, well, they are good because they can meet their own key performance indicator or KPI, because they achieve this cost saving or cost cutting exercise. By in the next few quarters, the profit is going to be increased. Of course it's going to be increased because you cut your people, right, and you transfer the whole production line to Malaysia where the salary is so much cheaper. So can you see how twisted it is? Genius, right? Genius? Yes, I know that is ridiculous. Yes, that is, right? You being on the lower rung of the corporate ladder, always you become the one to get the most SHIT like this. Bruh. We also have been there, done that, I think. Being disappointed when we don't get the promotion or increment that we want after putting in blood and sweat and tears for the company, for the project, for the department. But here's the thing, that's the reality. Everybody experiences it. I believe you experience it too, right? And this is how, as a fresh grad, we are full of hope and motivation. And then when we experience this in a corporate environment, that is where over the years become so jaded with this corporate culture. Now, to be fair, I don't blame my bosses when I was still working as an engineer, because it's not your boss's fault. Because hey, if your bosses is not the so-called boss owner of the company, your boss is also working for the company, right? If your bosses are being given a very small cake or pie, now he has to micro cut that to everyone, right? So if your bosses are being allocated a small piece of cake, what can he do? What can he do? This is especially for this multinational company or GLC, whereby your department only plays a supportive function, like IT, HR, customer support, right? It's not the department that, for the lack of better word, that helps to make money for the company. And your promotion is also, in most cases, people thought it's based on performance. No, the fact is promotion is based on whether your boss, your higher ups know you and like you. Sometimes you don't get promoted because in your higher ups opinion, you just don't fit in and say, they always go drinking, have, after hours party, and you being a vegan and you don't drink alcohol drink, you don't join in, so you don't fit in, you don't join the social gathering of these higher ups people. And your boss or his or her higher up don't promote you because they need you to be in your current position, especially if you're a technical person, you're an engineer, you are too good at what you do, your direct manager also feel very threatened and insecure when you are too good, right? When you are a superstar engineer who can solve anything, and being an engineer myself in the past, the rest of your colleagues are just bozos, cannot solve issue one. So how can they promote you? Nobody to solve all those technical issues already, And the fact is a lot of companies like that one, And furthermore, promotion nowadays, how much they can give you? 6%, 7%, maybe 10%, give you that kind of increment, but double your responsibility, worth it or not? So overemployment may help you to take back control of all these things that you don't like back into your own hands. If you're like me and now an introvert, the competency or how good you are in doing your job can only get you so far. When you want to move up the corporate ladder, you have to be fake. You have to rub shoulders with the power players. Not to mention, you have to turn yourself into a cold-blooded, cunning psychopath who feel no remorse in using people to achieve your goals. And then after you use them already, they become useless. You dump them and even stab them in the back just as you climb up the corporate ladder. Lying, leaving dead bodies in your way. That is how you move up the corporate ladder. Now, here's the thing. I'm just not born to be that kind of person who could sleep peacefully at night when I do all these things. I'm a saint. Now, overemployment trend may now also give you more money. So that why you want more money? To give you the kind of life that you want, okay? So that you can enjoy what life has to offer. Now, I'm not talking about buying fast cash. I'm talking about spending money to buy life experience, okay?
Have you ever been in love?
I don't think so.
Do you want me to describe it to you?
If you do not like your boss, if there's a corporate restructuring, you report to some guy that you hate, you can just direct throw the resign letter into his or her face. Because from your boss impression, wow, this guy so keng, suddenly can resign without finding another position or job. But the thing is, what your boss didn't know when you do like that, you actually have a backup plan already, long time already. That makes you in a better position. But in reality, your boss don't know. Now this is like you having plan A and plan B, right? Cantonese say, one leg in two ship actually is really bad when it comes to relationship, okay? It's like you having a steady partner, then you also have your friends with benefit. Anyway, out of topic. Of course, ideally, before you are married, before you have children, and you still have the time and energy, especially if you are single, right? And this actually is the ideal arrangement, the ideal thing you want to do if you're a Henry. No I mean not your name is Henry, but a lot of you watching, maybe you're Henry already, which is high earning, not rich yet. It's called Henry. I didn't make this up. I go to Google the system like that. You have a high earning job, but yet you are equally burdened by a high financial commitment, like a high student loan, BDPDN and all that. And then another big why is why you want to try overemployment is that you are going to make the best use of your high income skill. Your skill is in demand. Don't waste it when you are young, right? As long as the skill is still in demand. Maximize your skills, just milk your expertise while it's still in demand, while people are still willing to pay good money for it when it's still rare in the market. And instead of a commodity skill, just like web design, right? It's a commodity skill. You hire someone from India also can do it at a very cheap, right? But if you know data science, that is different, right? And that is how you actually want to fast track to FIRE, financial independence, retire early.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Don't waste your time poring over Korean drama on Netflix. Come on, man. The most productive, energetic years of your life in your 20s or even early 20s. Don't waste it. I mean, financially, most productive time. Not reproductively. Reproductively different already. That is called Netflix and chill. Now, when you are a young professional starting from zero after fresh out of uni, getting paid more should be one of the most important priority in your life. It's not by learning how to invest. I explain here, over here. Okay, here, I don't know which part, but this is what I talk about. If you are in your 20s, you should not try to invest yet when you are not already earning a lot of money, because it detracts you from the focus of earning a lot of money in the first place, right? I explain more here. Now, if you have time to do stock investing analysis, then you probably already have time to try overemployment. Come on, man, shit. Back in the days, Malaysian, especially in Johor, like to move to Singapore, to slot it in Singapore, for work. And Malaysian might be kena bully, might be doing some job that the Singaporean themselves don't want to do. You rent a small room, you just go to work, come back to work, and then every day, lunch and dinner, you're going to eat this very cheap Zap Fan economy rice. You slot there for 5 to 10 years, and then you come back as a rich man or a rich woman, right? Then in between, now this is actually kisah benar. I have an ex-colleague where the husband get a job in Singapore, right? Engineering job. So, but already got family in Penang. So, every Friday, this husband of my ex-colleague will take the night bus, not flight, bus. Take the bus from Singapore. So, sleep in the bus. Then by the next morning, arrive already back in Penang on Saturday morning. And then on Sunday night, take the bus again from Penang back to Singapore. Reach Singapore in the morning, direct go to work. So, can sleep in the bus. Walao eh. So, this is the very extreme case. But this kind of life, quality life or not, just because of money, I don't think so. And then furthermore, you do not have this kind of stamina to do this kind of thing forever. Okay. Same with overemployment. You get to a point where you accumulate enough financial resources or money, and then you just go do whatever the F that you want to do with your life. Just go very aggressive in the next 5 years. But overemployment is better because no need to do what I just described. Travel one end of the peninsula Malaysia to another end, right? And I can tell you, when you already reach a stage where you don't have much financial commitment already, what people say as achieving FIRE, financial independence, retire early, that sense of certainty and security is actually priceless. So I talk about this FIRE over here. So you just check it out. Now, I also got an ex-classmate which I see working as an accountant, and then at night her hobby is making cakes. I make cakes, set up her shop or Facebook page to actually sell the cakes. Now, because he enjoys doing it so much, baking cakes, right, and also can make money, so why not, right? But the cakes one don't really make a lot of money. Some more home-based, how much cake can you make, right? But I think overemployment, if you were to compare to what I just described, making cake, it's more doable. The same amount of money, you could probably make a lot more money from doing employment rather than day job. You become someone like Peter Parker, and then at night you become Spider-Man. Wow, very tiring. And then I have also a client working as a creative video editor in one of the multinational company in KL, but work from home, so very relaxed. I love him deliver things by time, so he's the manager, don't really check on him, so he got a lot of time to actually do some side hustle. So what he do, he actually earn a few thousand in USD. He don't design all this t-shirt, t-shirt design. Just do the design only, put it on some website, and then those t-shirt maker, they will actually go to some website whereby they can actually buy certain design. To use that design is like paying a royalty, right? So that is totally like passive income, you see. Now, if you're in that position, that is good as a side hustle, but you want to see how sustainable that is. You want to compare this with, is it making more money this way, or I make more money by being overemployed? And there's even a story on TikTok that I see where a doctor actually makes some side income in USD designing Canva templates.
I am a doctor, but I am also a business owner.
You are essentially leading a double life, like Clark Kent and Superman, Bruce Wayne, and Batman, HR executive in the day, sugar baby at night. First requirement, you use 2 different laptop or PCs, so there's no mix-up, never mix up that together. Like Bruce Wayne wouldn't park his Batmobile in front of the house, right? Otherwise, there would be a lot of this story where you join the wrong meeting or present the wrong thing at the wrong time with the wrong company. Can you imagine that? So also, I think it's you need to stay off LinkedIn, do not even add or be added as your co-worker or your colleague or your boss on Instagram and Facebook. If not, one is just a matter of time before people find out, right? And I see that this some Reddit thread that says that it's some experienced people say most of the week is pretty normal, but some weeks they do work like mad, especially there's a deadline. Now, as you have guessed it, you can only do this for remote position where they do not need your presence in the office. Now, that is why I say it's not for everyone. It's certainly a privilege if you are not only in a white-collar job, but a white-collar position that enable you to fully work from home. There's a limitation to that. It's, of course, it's not for jobs with a high interaction, like closing some deals in person, or you have back-to-back meeting the entire day. Also cannot. And the repercussions is, of course, you might violate a term in your contract when they can get you terminated. But other than that, if you are in a job like programmer or web design, whereby they just judge you by the result you deliver, an occasional meeting and fully remote, I think this is totally doable. Don't say that why you cannot do it lah. You try it first. You never know one right? Belum cuba belum tahu. Sudah cuba mungkin hari-hari mau. If you have found this video both informative and entertaining, how about giving this a like? And for more videos, hit on the subscribe button. When you do that, you brace yourself for more money-making insider knowledge that you wouldn't find anywhere else. Let me know if you're going to return to CFU channel. By the way, if you have a privilege to work on me one-on-one in the future or already existing client, then ask me questions like, how do I precisely determine the amount of money that I need to accumulate before you can retire early or FIRE financial independent, retire early. Be my own boss, you say, pursue your own interests without really caring too much about whether I have enough money or not, right? And of course, having that kind of peace of mind that you always have enough money for a foreseeable future. And for the time being, YouTube thinks that these are the related videos that you want to watch and might interest you. So it's free, don't miss out on that.